Conversations with an Alien God, Book 1, Chapter 13 and 14. I think the last chapter. How can I solve some of the health problems I face? I have been the victim of enough chronic problems to last 3 lifetimes. Why am I having them all now in this lifetime? Well, I think because of our feelings. First, let's get one thing straight. You love them. Most of them, anyway. You will set them admirably to feel sorry for yourself and to get attention for yourself. Not true. Not everybody wants attention, given that nobody cares anyway if you die or we are dying. Who cares? Why should you get attention from? Unless we go around tell, oh, I have cancer, I have this and that, make our visions to explain about it. There are a lot of people like this. On few occasions when you haven't loved them, it's only because you've gone too far, farther than you thought they ever would do when you created them. I don't think people created them. It's not true. There's planetary problem and entity problems also. It's all given by them. Now let's understand what you probably already know. All illness is self-created. Your head. Even conventional medical doctors are now seeing how people make themselves sick. Yeah, all in their head. Celine Dion start to have that stiff syndrome, something like that, where the muscles, I guess, goes into spasm. Is on her head. Other women also start to having them. Many people are wake up in dead, even youth, and they are 18, 20-year-old, 18. It's not older people. 18-year-old, 20-year-old, 25-year-old, 22-year-old are wake up dead, and you are saying this their head. Your head, your head. Even conventional nonsense, these doctors don't know as much as you don't. You are giving excuse to cover up for them, for yourselves, you aliens. Most people do so quite unconsciously. They don't even know what they are doing. So when they get sick, they don't know what hit them. It feels as though something has befallen them, rather than that they did something to themselves. This occurs because most people move through life, not simply health issues and consequences, unconsciously. People smoke and wonder why they get cancer. Oh my God, my ex-father-in-law is 95-year-old and I smoke like 10 cigarettes a day and don't have cancer. He smoked 10 pieces of cigarette a day, no stop. It's all bluff. People ingest animals and fat and wonder why they get blocked arteries. There is nonsense. Now they come the keto diet. Keto, is that keto? Yeah, keto cut, I don't know. Diet on carnivore. How about that? I don't know how to explain. When you eat carbs, you cannot eat carbs because can give you diabetes and other health issue. When you eat ketos is wrong. So what is right? Eat nothing. Eat what? Eat bricks, eat clay, eat sand. People stay angry all their lives and wonder why they get heart attacks. I don't think so. So many people is quiet, never blout it out, nothing, and suddenly drop dead. It's not true. People compete to even under other people mercilessly and under incredible stress and wonder why they have strokes. Many people having strokes while young even. Nothing to do with competing, if anything. It's a lie. The not so obvious truth is that most people worry themselves to death. That's nonsense. Completely nonsense. Some people don't have to worry about for getting stroke. Worry is just about the worst form of mental activity. That is next to hate, which is deeply self-destructive. That's good because you bring out all the nonsense out better than bottle up. What is pointless? It is wasted mental energy. It also creates biochemical reactions which harm the body, producing everything from indigestion to coronary unrest and a multitude of things in between. Health will improve almost at once when worrying ends. War is the activity of a mind which does not understand its connection with me. Hatred is the most severely damaging mental condition. It poisons the body and its effects are visually irreversible. Fear is the opposite of everything you are and so has an effect of opposition to your mental and physical health. Fear is worry magnified. Worry, hate, fear together with their offshoots, anxiety, bitterness, impatience, avarice, unkindness, judgmentalness, and a condemnation all attack the body at the cellular level. It is impossible to have a healthy body under these conditions. Similarly, although to a somewhat lesser degree, conceit, self-indulgence, and greed lead to physical illness or lack of well-being. All illness is created first in the mind. I don't believe that's not true. How can that be? What of conditions contracted from another? Colds or for that matter AIDS? How can that be? What of conditions contract from another? Colds or for that matter AIDS? Nothing occurs in your life, nothing which is not forced at thought. Thoughts are like magnets, drawing effects to you. Though thought may not always be obvious and thus clearly causative, as in I'm going to contract a terrible disease, though thought may be and usually is far more subtle than that. I'm not worth to live. My life is always a mess. I'm a loser. God is going to punish me. I'm sick and tired of my life. Because the life sucks nevertheless. Thoughts are very subtle, yet extremely powerful form of energy. Words are less subtle, more dense. Actions are the most dense of all. Action is energy in heavy physical form, in heavy motion. When you think, say, and act out a negative concept, such as I am a loser, you place tremendous creative energy into motion. Small wonder you come down with a cold that would be the least of it. It's very difficult to reverse the effects of negative thinking once they have taken physical form. Not impossible, but very difficult. It takes an act of extreme faith. It requires an extraordinary belief in the positive force of the universe. What you call that God, Goddess, the unmovable, mover, prime force, force cause, whatever. I won't say that. I won't say I have cancer. I have COVID. I got COVID. How many times? I never went to the doctor. I don't want treatment. You know, and I live life each moment. Uh, and I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. And I don't ask for a God. I don't ask for aliens to heal me. I don't. So how to explain this? Huh? How to explain this? How to explain that I have this serious problem, healthy problem, and yet I don't go for help or for heal or how to say to go for treatment. What treatment? The treatment is in your head. You know, the treatment is in your head. Don't need to go and pray this and that. I just curse and let it go away. Here I have just such faith. It's faith that crosses over into absolute nonsense. I just see stand up. I stand up and then just everything to go to hell and to go. They know that you are meant to be whole, complete and perfect in this moment now. Yeah, we were supposed to be this way. That's why you act this way. Because you you were supposed to be this way. To be whole. Not to have this kind of carcass body, aches and pain all over. It requires an extraordinary belief in the positive force of the universe, whether they call that God, Goddess, the mover, prime force, force cause, or whatever. Healer have just such faith, then I'm a healer. And I don't have faith. It's a faith that crosses over into absolute knowing. They know that you are meant to be whole, complete, and perfect in this moment now. I just don't care. I just say, hey, go to hell. And it will go. This knowingness is also taught and a very powerful one. It has the power to move mountains, to say nothing of molecules in your body. That's why healers can heal often, even at a distance. The best thing is to heal yourself and not be a pussycat and start to cry and whine about your predicament, about your health. Or maybe you are not an angel or whatever. I mean, if you think that in some level you deserve that, why not accept it? But you don't accept the way that's gonna kill you, but you accept some pains at some time, but after that when you get overburdened, it's overburden you ask this to go to hell. So thought knows no distance. See, thought travels around the world and traverses the universe faster than you can say the word. Say but the word, and my servant shall be healed. Yeah, and I have my word, I have my word. Everyone saw in that self-same hour, even before his sentence was finished. Sometimes the fate of the centurion. Yet you are all mental lepers. Just like you are, thanks to you all. You all look at this, you are all mental lepers. Your mind is eaten away with negative thoughts. Some of these are thrust upon you. Many of these you actually make up, conjure up yourselves, and then harbor, entertain for hours, days, weeks, months, even years. I try not to be like this, but when I come on the internet, I see people, oh, narcissism, your mother is narcissist, oh, this and that, and then one group of idiots against one sole person, like they are so so sane, like they are without any blemish of the soul or faults or whatever. They join in group to crucify a person, and now they are crucifying Harry and Meghan, you know all in group, and I don't like that, and I try to be the contra. I try to always go against them, because I see a swarm of insect of parasites go against one person. I don't like. Some Scorpio and Libra leper here on us on online like to do that. I know a Lipa who is Libra and Scorpio like that. Like to do this. He like to join, so wants to, belong to that group of judges, and criticize it. And later they say that's the Virgo people who do that. No, Virgo not like that. Virgo, they try to stop you, the judges. That's why many people don't like them, because they don't like people who are bad character, who do stupid things, and at the same time they don't like uh, ignorant, arrogant people who look down upon another, and like to join together in a gang to crucify and condemn people who they think they're subject or below them. They like to bully, abuse people. I don't like that. So Thought knows no distance. He thought travels around the world and traverses the universe faster than he can say the word. Say but the word, and my servant shall be healed. And so it was so in that self same hour, even before his sentence was finished. Yet you are all mental lepers. Your mind is eaten away with negative thoughts. Some of these are thrust upon you yourselves and then harbor entertain for hours, days, weeks, months, even years. In a relationship, you cannot help yourself but to have evil thoughts, and you wonder why you are sick. You can solve some of the health problems, as you put it, by solving the problems in your thinking. Yes, you can heal some of the conditions you have already acquired, given yourself as well as prevent major new problems from developing. And you can do this all by changing your thinking. Also, and I hate to suggest this because it sounds so mundane coming as it were from God, but for God's sake, take better care of yourself. You take rotten care of your body, paying little attention at all until you suspect something's going wrong with it. You do visually nothing in the way of preventing maintenance. You take better care of your car than you do of your body. That's true. And that's not saying much. I mean, not me because I don't own a car. But some people, yes, I have seen people take better care of their material stuff than themselves or others. Not only do you fail to prevent breakdowns with irregular checkups once a year, physicals, and use of the therapies and medicines you'll be given, why do you go to the doctor, get her help, then not use the remedies suggestions? Because it poisons the cells. Can you answer me that one? You also mistreat your body terribly between these visits, about which you do nothing. I have seen people get treatment for cancer and now they are where? I think they are reincarnated already. They died a long time ago and they are now reincarnated. A lot of them, most of them are human. You do not exercise so it grows flab. And why did they happen this to them? Because they went cry, pit themselves and go for treatment. And that same treatment was too strong for their cells. Bombarded their cells. And their cells are already so weak, couldn't take it. And then what happened? Their energy, their cells, the atoms all died down, and the prana come out, the energy come out, and they died. So you do not exercise. I do exercise. It grows flabby and was yet weak from no use. I walk, I do cleaning. Okay, I do clean, I go out, I walk a lot, I do exercise. Can you answer me that one you was mistreated about terribly between this visit about which you do nothing? What can some doctor do, man? Just prescribe nonsense medication that will bombard your cells, like I've seen my mother. It happened to my mother. I'm not hypochondriac. I hate medication. I only take my medication is basil, peppermint, fennel seeds, rosemary. You do not exercise it or it grows flabby and was yet weak from. It's not only lack of exercise that grows flabby. Try and give birth to 5 children and you see. For some, I'll give only 1 to 2 children to become flabby. But I'm not like that. I'm still okay. My body's okay after so much thing that I went through. A lot of work. Since I was 12 years old and I'm given birth, and till now I think I can have rest. Forget it. I have no rest. So you do not nourish it properly, thereby weakening it further. If you eat something, get sick. For what eat? I don't eat much. I eat very little. I cannot eat anyway. Then you fill it with toxins and poisons and the most absurd substances posing as food. And still it runs for you. This marvelous engine still it chugs along, bravely pushing on in the face of this onslaught. It's horrible. The conditions under which you ask your body to survive are horrible, but you will do little or nothing about them. You will read this, nod your head, and regretful agreement, and go right back to the mistreatment. Mistreatment. And do you know why? Hello, you think that some people can afford to only lay down and take care of your body, take the best food there is, eat the best food there is? Hello, you think you can go about have the best food, the best treatments there is that cost thousands of dollars when you don't have even money to eat? Think properly, be rational, isn't it? You must be rational. If the cost of living in some country, you think people can afford? No way, man. No way. And even if I could, I wouldn't go for this. I really don't like drugs because if I'm allergic. If I take anything, it will come out on the skin. I'm very, very allergic. Then you fill it with toxins and poisons, and you will really dislodge your head in regretful agreement. And you know why? I'm afraid to ask. Because you have no will to live. Live like this, compadre. Huh? Live like this, sir. And you still blame us. That seems a harsh indictment. And you still blame people who doesn't want to live. I wouldn't. It's not meant to be harsh, it's meant as an indictment. Harsh is a relative term, a judgment you have laid on the words. Indictment connotes guilt, and guilt connotes wrongdoing. There is no wrongdoing involved here, hence no guilt and no indictment. I have made a simple statement of the truth. Like all statements of truth, it has been quality of waking you up. Some people don't like to be awakened. Most do not. Most would rather sleep. The world is in the condition that it is in because the world is full of sleepwalkers. That's true. With regard to my statement, what about it seems untrue? You have no will to live. At least you have had it known until now. If you tell me if you had instant conversion, I will recess my prediction of what you will now do. I acknowledge that my prediction is based on past experience. It was also meant to wake you up. Sometimes when a person is really deeply asleep, you have to shake him a little. I have seen in the past that you have had little will to live. Now you may deny that, but in this case, your actions speak louder than your words. If you ever lit a cigarette in your life, much less smoked a pack of J for 20 years as you have a little will to live. I don't believe that. You don't care what you do to your body. I don't smoke, I don't drink alcohol, I don't take drugs, I don't take medication, I don't eat so much, I eat very little. If I eat once a week, I eat a lot, I really go without food for days and go without food and drink. And I still exercise. I'm just like a pranic person who lives by air. And I don't take any of these substances, but sometimes I really get very sick. And it's not about what you put in your mouth. That's not true. That's not true at all. Like I said, my ex father-in-law, he's 95, going to be 95, and he smoked a lot a day. He smoked and I still live to this age. But I stopped this smoke over 10 years ago, only after 2 years of grueling physical punishment. And if you ever take an alcohol into your body, you have very little will to live. I drink very moderately. The body was not meant to intake alcohol, it impairs the mind. Hello, what about Jesus turned water into wine? Parables, what is this? What that mean? That he turned something simple into something for pleasure? Might be, I don't know. But Jesus took alcohol. He went to the wedding and turned the water into wine. Correct. So who said Jesus was perfect? Oh, for God's sake. Say, are you becoming annoyed with me? Well, far be it from me to become annoyed with God. I mean, that would be a bit presumptuous, wouldn't it? But I do think we can carry all this a bit too far. My father taught me all things in moderation. I think I've stuck to that where alcohol is concerned. Not a little, an old lady lived. She died recently last year at the ripe age of 106 to 109. One of the oldest women in Brazil and the oldest in the world. Okay, she have a very miserable life, very poor life. She smoke a lot. She smoke pipe, tobacco, real tobacco on the pipe. And she lived to this right. I mean, not advocate people go about smoking or drinking. No, I don't do this thing. But who am I to judge who does? Who am I? I believe that those people who don't do a thing won't judge. So the body can more well far be from it to become annoyed with God. I mean, that would be a bit presumptuous, wouldn't it? But I do think we carry all this a bit too far. My father taught me all things in moderation. The body can more easily recover from only moderate abuse. The saying is therefore useful. Nevertheless, I'll stick to my original statement. The body was not meant to intake alcohol. But even some medicines contain alcohol. Correct? And some what they call tonic also contains alcohol. I have no control over what you call medicine. I'll stay with my statement. You really are rigid, aren't you? Look, truth is truth. Now, if someone said a little alcohol won't hurt you, and I place that statement in the context of life as you now live it, I would have to agree with them. That does not change the truth of what I've said. It simply allows you to acknowledge it. Yet consider this: currently, you humans wear your bodies out, typically within 50 to 80 years. Some last longer, but not many. That's true. Some stop functioning sooner, but not the majority. Can you agree on that? Yeah, it's correct. But who is to blame us given the kind of hard life most of us have? If you are rich, then you can relax and go for all kind of therapeutic stuff suited for the chosen ones. Yes, okay. Alright, so we have a good starting point for discussion. Now, when I said I could agree with the statement a little alcohol won't hurt you, I qualify that my adding in the context of life as you now live it. You see, you people seem satisfied with the life as you now live it. But life, it may surprise you to learn, was meant to be lived a whole different way, and your body was designed to last a great deal longer. It was? Yes. How much longer? Infinitely longer. Look at how cynic and ironic those beings are. Yes, our body was designed by the original template. Yes, correct. Our bodies were designed to last for 500 years, 1,000 years. But thanks to the same beings that is talking here, that was made impossible to live up to 50 above, you know, because they have changed our DNA, our molecular and the molecular level. And he dares to say that. What does that mean? It means, my son, your body was designed to last forever, but thanks to you, not anymore. Forever? Yes, read that. Forevermore. You mean we are never supposed to die? You never do die. Life is eternal. You are immortal. You never do die. You simply change form. You didn't even have to do that. You decided to do that. I didn't. I made you bodies that would last forever. I don't agree with that. So blame who changed the DNA. Blame those. Do you really think the best God could do, the best I could come up with was a body that could make it 60, 70, maybe 80 years before falling apart? Is that, do you imagine the limit of my ability? The cosmos didn't create eyes to last up to 70, 80, 60s, 50s, but the aliens did. I never thought of putting it that way exactly. I designed your magnificent body to last forever. So why are you blaming the human? Go blame who changed that possibility. And that the oldest of you did live in the body visually pain-free and without fear of what you now call death. In your religious mythology, you symbolize your cellular memory of these first versions humans by calling them Adam and Eve. Actually, of course, there were more than two. Of course, there were four: Adapu, entity, Adamu, and Eve. Huh? And well, they were different. They were hybrid. This darn thing always off. So, in your release mythology, you symbolize the cellular memory of these post-version humans by calling them Adam and Eve. Actually, of course, there were more than two. You see, there were four, two pairs. Adapa, who was Adam, and Titi, and Adamu and Eve, who were cousins with Adam and Titi. So Adamu had sex with Eve, who were cousins. They were cousins, not siblings. That was a big lie. So, but they were hybrid. You cannot compare them with eyes. They were hybrid. It's different. They were mixed with Anunnakis, who has technological structures and abilities to live for a long time and to resuscitate their bodies again. At the outset, the idea was for your wonderful souls to have a chance to know yourselves as you really are through experiences gained in the physical body and the relative world. As I have explained repeatedly here, this was done through the slowing down of the unfathomable speed of all vibration thought form to produce matter, including the matter you call the physical body. Life evolved through a series of steps in the blink of an eye that you now call billions of years, and in this whole instant came you out of the sea, the water of life, onto the land and into the form you now hold. You see? We come from the sea. We are sprung from the sea and from the land itself, from the earth. So life evolved through a series of steps in the blink of an eye that you now call billions of years. And in this whole instant came you out of the sea, the water of life, into the land, into the form you now hold. Then the evolutionists are right. I find it amusing, a source of continual amusement actually, that you humans have such a need to break everything down into right and wrong. It never occurs to you that you have made those labels up to help you define the material and yourself. It never occurs to you, except the finest mind amongst you, that a thing could be both right and wrong, that only the relative world are things one or the other. In the world of the absolute, of time, non-time, all things are everything. There is no male and female, there is no before and after, there is no fast and slow, here and there, up and down, left and right, and no right and wrong. Your astronauts and cosmonauts have gained a sense of this. They imagined themselves to be rocketing upward to get to outer space, only to find when they got there that they were looking up at the earth. Or were they? Maybe they were looking down at the earth. But then, where was the sun? Up? Down? No, over there to the left. So now suddenly a thing was neither up nor down. It went sideways. It is all definitions thus disappeared. So it is in my world, our real realm, all definitions disappear, render it difficult to even talk about this realm in definitive terms. Religion is your attempt to speak of the unspeakable. It does not do a very good job. No, my son, the evolutionists are not right. I created all of this, in the blink of an eye, in one whole instant, just as the creationists have said, and it came about through a process of evolution, taking billions and billions of what you call years, just as the evolutionists claim. They are both right, as the cosmonauts discovered. It all depends on how you look at it. But the real question is, one holy instant, billions of years, what's the difference? Can you simply agree that on some of the questions of life, the mystery is too great for even you to solve? Why not hold the mystery as sacred? And why not allow the sacred to be sacred and leave it alone? Why should we? Because this is deceiving people and render eyes less than what we in reality are, and it's not okay, not correct. That's the genesis of so much suffering, torment here. I suppose we all have an insatiable need to know. Yeah, Virgo people have. But you already know. I've just told you. Do you not told enough? You not told everything? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Not everything. I've just told you, yet you don't want to know the truth. Your truth, but not all the truth, half the truth. What you want us to know, not what all there is. You want to know the truth as you understand it. This is the greatest barrier to your enlightenment. You think you already know the truth. Yeah, we are getting there, better than don't know at all. And be a amoeba, reliant, waiting for others to tell us their truth instead of our truth, isn't it? You think you already understand how it is. You think you already know the truth. You think you already understand how it is. So you agree with everything you see or hear or read that falls into the paradigm of your understanding, and reject everything which does not. And this you call learning. Because this happens because you already have read, you have go through other people's truths in the past. And now in the present, the current moment, you want to have another kind of paradigm. You want to set up another paradigm, another set of paradigm, another understanding. And you discard the past. Do you understand? So you want to, this is what called evolution here, for intelligence's sake. This is what's called evolution. It's not to be trapped in the past. It's not to live up always, forevermore, the truth of others. We need to live our truth. Because life is about searching and learning. And don't give it nonsense. Oh, human was not cut up to know everything, not in this lifetime. Then what? Go on in this nonsense of samsara wheel of nonsense. This samsara nonsense, like come back, and I feed the stomach like a bed, bit by bit. Oh, come on, give me at least a break. This you call being open to the teachings. Allies, you can never be open to the teachings so long as you are closer to everything save your own truth. Because you don't want to hear about your truth, which is very by God, by the way. and very conventional to trap others and enslave others. Thus, will this be very book be called blasphemy, the work of the devil by some? Yet those who have ears to hear, let them listen. I tell you this, you were not meant to ever die. Your physical form was created as a magnificent convenience, a wonderful tool, a glorious vehicle allowing you to experience the reality you have created with your mind, that you may know the self you have created in your soul. The soul conceives, the mind creates, the body experiences, and this soul is something is a creation by those controllers to also governs and controls the conscience of the masses here, the herds here. So they create this kind of a device called the soul, which is made of electrons. Later I'll go there. Later I'll make another video separate about this, exactly about atoms, electrons, and all that, and how the soul, how it's composed. Okay, its composition, all about the composition of the soul, which many people don't know. I say a lot of all beside there, all for me is wrong. Oh, the soul is something divine, sacred, it comes from God. Then once you talk about spirituality, once you come with no sense of dogmas, religion, which once you put a religion into it, you already lose the debate. You already lose your argument. Okay, your material, what you is trying to pass up or transpire to the masses. So the soul is something like, is also a construct that they construct for people to be forever, how to say, bored. It's something like you are being dead to them. Understand? This soul is a kind of debt, so that they will control more the person, the individual. So together with the causal body, it is go after death, and it's gonna be on up by the aliens again. And but there's one thing they cannot control, which is the consciousness. This one belongs to the cosmos. This one they cannot, try as a might until now, they cannot. But however, they are trying to now control our consciousness, and they try to be more than the cosmic self. They want to be the gods of everything. You understand? So they are trying to control also our consciousness, which belongs by rights, by nature, by origin to the cosmos. Alright? So you go after that, but that thing that goes after that is not your true essence, is not what you truly are. And that many of you here in the earth does not know. So the soul conceives, the mind creates, the body experiences, the circle is complete. The soul then knows itself and its own experience. If it does not like what it is experiencing, feeling, or wishes a different experience for any reason, it simply conceives a new experience of self, and quite literally changes its mind. That's why people always shift for many causes. Also because of the parts of their souls comes together. The souls of their ancestors come together and takes over their mind, and it's a mismatch. It's very complex. It's very difficult to teach this to people who are laymen and don't understand. So soon the body is self in a new experience. Soon the body finds itself in a new experience. I am the resurrection and the life. Was a magnificent example of this. How do you think Jesus did it anyway? Or do you not believe it ever happened? Believe it. It happened. Of course it happened. After all, Jesus is one of you. He is an Anunnaki. He's not just one of us. He's an Anunnaki. Nevertheless, come on. He's Micah. He's a Mitra. Sananda. He could be Mahadak. He could be Enkaya or Enki's son. So, what do you believe to happen? Believe it happened. Yet, this magic soul, the soul never varied, the bad or the mighty, I made you as a three in one being. You are three beings in one, made in the image and likeness of me. No, yes, you did in likeness of you, but before that, you replica, you made in China project. Okay, you take from the idea of the cosmos and then you model it according to how you wanted it to be, so as to for you to be revered and worshipped as a god. Am I right? Mm. The three aspects of self are in no wise unequal to each other. Each has a function, but no function is greater than another, nor does any function actually precede another. All are interrelated and in exactly equal way. So the three aspects of self are in no wise unequal to each other. So the soul, which is a construct, the mind and the body is a construct, let's say an adulted or altered, modified, manipulated construction, alien construction, is no better than that. One aspect is no better than another. Thus, the soul or the mind or the body is no better than another. So each has a function, but no function is greater than another. Nor does any function actually precede another. All are interrelated in an exactly equal way. Contrary to all those religions, Luther, who think us that the soul is better, the spirit is better, blah blah blah. See, no, it's not. Your consciousness is. Your consciousness is. Your atom is because it belong to the cosmos. Conceive, create, experience. What you conceive, you create. What you create, you experience. What you experience, you conceive. Now, I'm gonna repeat. Conceive, create, experience. What you conceive, you create. What you create, you experience. What you experience, you conceive. That is why it is said, if you can cause your body to experience something, take a buoyancy for example, you will soon have the feeling of it in your soul, which will conceive of itself in a new way, namely abundant. Yeah, but not other people try as much, they cannot. So don't bring this rubbish thing. Some people forever trash collector. And they go to school, yeah, they can just go from one ladder, just take one step from below the top to the next level, but that's the most he can do. Then he try and jump to another ladder, another level, another story. He have to again to struggle and struggle and struggle until he reach the top of the ladder. It'll take years of his life, it'll take a toll on his health, especially so his mental health. Just present your mind with a new thought about that. From the new thought springs more experience, and the body begins living a new reality as a permanent state of being. Your body, your mind, and your soul, spirit are one, and this you are a microcosm of me, the divine all, the holy everything, the sum and substance. You see now how I'm in the beginning and the end of everything, the Alpha and the Omega. Are you the cosmos? And if you are the cosmos, not also you part of the cosmos? If you are the cosmos, then you can say, yeah, oh, yeah, I can say, yeah, you are real, the man out there, the cosmos, the all, the everything. Otherwise, you are just a part of the cosmos as much as anything else is. Now, I'll explain to you the ultimate mystery, your exact and true relationship to me. You are my body. Yeah, because you could say the oversoul. So we are your body because you are the oversoul, isn't it? You are a part of your oversoul. Or could it be that we are the cosmos also? You are part of the molecule, atoms, neutron, subatomic particles and molecules. Why people are allowed to shout? No good happy bringing. So atoms, molecules, subatomic particles, neutrons, um, protons, and electrons, and so on and so forth. So the negative, the positive. As your body is to mind and soul, so too are you to my mind and soul. As your body is to your mind and soul, so too are you to my mind and soul. Therefore, everything I experience through you. That means what is our oversoul? Oversoul. Just as your body, mind, and spirit are one, so too are mine. So it is that Jesus of Nazareth, among the many who understood this mystery, spoke immutable truth when he said, I and the Father are one. Of course, Jesus also was one of you. What he was the Anunnakis, nevertheless. And then he's talking about here the oversoul. This means he makes it so complex, so mystery, but actually something so simple. Science, all about science. What he means is that he put his molecule into our his genes into our his DNA. Is all about DNA, divine natural warning. See. So now I tell you, there are even larger truths that this. No. You not tell the truth. I am tell the truth. I am unravel the truth here. You are not telling the truth. You are telling your truth. What you want those people to know. And I am the one who is deciphering it. Now I tell you, there are even larger truths than this to which you will one day become privy. For even as you are the body of me, I am the body of another. Yeah, because you are Anunnaki, right? So you're the body of another, body of your father. Then you contribute with your DNA to manipulate the original template to Earth of the species here, and then what happened? You come from your father, who also took part in the project from Sirius, and you contribute with your DNA. That's simple. So you are body of your father and your mother. You mean you are not God? Yes, I am God, as you now understand him. I am goddess, and you now comprehend her. I am the conceive, and now you want to be the goddess. I am the conceive and the creator of everything you now know and experience, and you are my children, even as I am the child of an the child of another. I'm going to repeat, because they don't tell the truth, they let go, just like the rabbit drop poop. They let go bit by bit, just like people with constipation, or they feed you grain by grain like a bird. Yes, I am God, and you now understand him. I am God, essence, you now comprehend her. I am the conceiver and the creator of everything. Lucifer also can be passed as a goddess and God, Lucifer, and the creator of everything you now know and experience. And you are my children, even as I am the child of another, which he is the child of another deity. Okay? Are you trying to tell me that even God has a God? A father, I would say, Anunnaki, father, Anu. Anu is a term, is a title. Let me tell you that your perception of ultimate reality is more limited than your thought. Yeah, mine was not anymore. Mine was not anymore. And that truth is more unlimited than you can imagine. What truth is more unlimited? Why not? I knew it a long time ago. I'm giving you ever so small a glimpse of infinity. An infinite love. I don't think so. A much larger glimpse and you could not hold it in your reality. Yeah, just let it go bit by bit and they will tell you. They will. But you are holding back because you are afraid to lose what you have gained up to now. All the power that you have gained. You can barely hold this. Wait a minute! You mean I'm really not talking with God here? I have told you if you conceive of God as your creator and master, even as you are the creator and master of your own body, I am the God of your understanding. He is the God of your understanding, as you understand your God to be, but not the ultimate God. And you are talking to me. Yes, it has been a delicious conversation, no? So I have see how he trick and he roll, he go around and he trail around, he talk about go around the bushes. I have told you if you conceive of God as your creator and master, even as you are the creator and master of your own body, I am the God of your understanding, and you are talking with me. Yes, it has been a delicious conversation, no? Delicious or not, I thought I must talk with the real God, the God of gods, the top guy, the chief Honshu. You are, believe me, you are. Yeah, you are, yeah. The music can be used in Liu or one sons of in Liu or in key itself, I don't know. And yet you say that there's someone above you in this hierarchical scheme of things. We are now trying to do the impossible, which is to speak of the unspeakable. As I said, that's what religion seeks to do. Let me see if I can find a way to summarize this. Forever is no longer than you know. Internal is longer than forever. God is more than you imagine. God is the energy you call imagination. God is the energy you call the imagination, or the cosmos, the quarks, the atoms, all there is, all the protons, the subatomic particles of everything there is, the electrons. God is creation, God is first thought, and God is last experience, and God is everything in between. Have you ever looked it down a high-powered micro, microscope, microscope, or see picture or movies of molecular action and said, "Good heavens, there's a whole universe down there," and to that universe, I, the now present observer, must feel like God. Have you ever said that or had that kind of experience? See, reminds me of the one episode of The Simpsons. You can look there. I'm not gonna look up. If I don't make a mistake, it was Lisa Simpson who she once look. I think it was in her school, and she once look. No, she was in her bedroom, if I can recall, because I used to watch Simpsons with my children as they were grown up in the 90s. They were still small in the 90s. So I saw this episode whereby Lisa was looking at a model in which she felt like a god, and she sees a lot of miniature there in her model that she was making a class project for her school, and she wants to look at all this creature there below, and she felt like a goddess, and so this reminds me of that episode. They try to portray that's how this being look at eyes, from above, because he have expanded molecularly well wise. He have expanded himself to a dimension unimaginable. So but for him, we are just like that parasite. We are just small particles, subatomic particles of neutrons and neutrons, neutrons and neutrons, and the the flimsy part of it is the microscopic um, microorganism is from the comes from the electrons, all composed of protons, which has atoms, and neutrons, and the flimsy particle of the microscopic organism is more made of electrons. You see, that's how they construct the fourth dimension this way. If more a higher level of electrons rather than protons and neutrons. That's why if you are into physics, I never liked physics, but I'm now very interested in physics. I like biology. It was my favorite subject was biology. But now I find that physics are very much is a crucial um, element in our curricular um, subject, and should be our curricular subject in school. The most important of all, because it's very it's incumbent, it's very it should be imperative that people start to learn more about physics. It's very important. It's really important subject. So he say here, have you ever looked down a high powered microscope or seen picture move of molecular action? Say, God, good heavens, there's a whole universe down there, and to that universe I, the now present observer, must feel like God. Have you ever said that you had that kind of experience? Yes, I should imagine every thinking person has. But we shouldn't think ourselves as God because we are seeing microscopic particles or organism. They are just playing their part. They are just a microscopic electronics part of the larger larger atoms there is. Okay, so you shouldn't look down upon them and say, oh, yeah, I'm God because I'm bigger than this microorganism. Electrons made more of electrons, and I made more of protons, and subatomic particle of neutrons and protons. I shouldn't think this way. And the soul is a mix of all this and most of electrons. Later I'll try to do a video. Okay, I hope I'm not wrong, but I am I make my way there. I'm studying about all this. Indeed, you have given yourself your own glimpse of what I'm showing you here. And what would you do if I told you that this reality of which you have given yourself a glimpse never ends? Of course never ends. It's a cosmos. It can oscillate, it can implode, explode, but it can oscillate again and then recreate itself anew. It's a ever internal dance that never ends. Explain that. I'd ask you to explain that. Take the smallest part of the universe you can imagine. Imagine this tiny particle of matter with the electrons. Okay. Now cut it in a half. Okay. What have you got? Two smaller halves. Now he explained how they do it. Precisely. Now cut those in half. What now? Just like at that leech. Try to catch a leech. They can reproduce itself. I ever done this as young girl. I like to cut them into pieces and see them reproduce. To make experiment. I make experiment of leaves, and I have my own lab inside of A backyard made of plants and the leech and all the kind of sea slug, but not the other animals. No other animals, but my sister like to make experiment with insect. Besides, now cut to the dozen how. What now? Two small halves. Right. Now again and again. What left? Smaller and smaller particles. Exactly. That's how they multiply themselves. They are like amoeba. This is like a slug. Very giant, immeasurable, of immeasurable um, capacity and size, substance. So yes, but what does it stop? How many times can you divide matter until it ceases to exist? I don't know. I guess it never ceases to exist. Okay. Precisely. Now cut two in half. What now? Two smaller halves. Right. Now again and again. What's left? Smaller and smaller particles. Yes, but when does it stop? How many times can you divide matter until it ceases to exist? I don't know. I guess it never ceases to exist. Exactly, it doesn't. You mean you can never completely destroy it? All you can do is change its form. Yeah, you can destroy, but it will grow again, to renew itself again. You cannot destroy it. Atoms you cannot. It's impossible. But it can recreate itself anew and transform itself. Yeah, it's just like gases. I would seem so. It would seem so. I tell you this, you have just learned the secret of all of life and have seen into infinity. Now I have a question to ask you. Okay, what makes you think infinity goes only one way? So there is no end going up any more than there is going down. There is no up or down, but I understand your meaning. But if there is no end to small than C, that means there is no end to big than C. Correct. But if there is no end to big than C, then there is no biggest. That means, in the largest sense, there is no God. Correct. This is what I try to say. Yes, I knew it. Bingo. I knew. So let's repeat, because it's very important. I love to repeat as to revise it. I tell you this, you have just learned the secret of all of life and have seen into infinity. Now I have a question to ask you. Okay, what makes you think infinity goes only one way? So there is no end going up any more than there is going down. There is no up or down, but understand your meaning. But if there is no end to small than C, that means there is no end to big than C. Correct. But if there is no end to big than C, then there is no biggest. That means, in the largest sense, there is no God. Or perhaps all of it is God and there is nothing else. But what is God? Now you cannot define it. That is the thing that I want to imply here. Because you say God is this, God is that, and then you become polytheist, or become monotheist, whatever. It works to become monotheist because you are limited to God. Then you imagine this to be just one particular limited archetype of it. It is not all what there is. It's an immense, it's a cosmic thing, cosmic forms. And so are you, and anything else there is. I tell you this, I am that I am, and you are that you are. You cannot not be. You can change form all you wish. Exactly after death you can change, but you cannot fail to be. Yet you can fail to know who you are. Yeah, and you do this because it already has been by designed. And the failing experience see only the half of it. And in this failing experience see on okay. I tell you this, I am that I am, and you are that you are. You cannot not be. You can change form all you wish, but you cannot fail to be. Yet you can fail to know who you are, as many of you do here. And you are in a state of amnesia, so this all you follow religion. And in this failing, experience only the half of it. Yeah, and you become what? Limited, less wanting. Not like me, I'm realized. I'm realized already. That would be hell. Exactly. Yet you are not condemned to it. You are not relegated to it forevermore. Oh, forevermore. But we going to have a visit there, isn't it? We are going there. I mean, this paradise with some atomic particles go there. Yes, we go there. Everybody has a foot in hell after death, and even while here. So, except you are not condemned to it, you are not relegated to it forevermore, but you still go there for the cycle purposes. As I said, hell is a factory. It is a cycle factory. Okay, nobody have told you, but this crazy ladies tell you this because I have been knowing this since the 90s. All that it takes to get out of hell, to get out of not knowing, is to know again. How so? All that takes to get out of hell after you die, or even while you are here in the body, to get out of not knowing. Get out of not knowing. In order to get out of there, that's what I tell to everybody. In order to get out of hell, even to the ghosts I tell, you must know who you are in order to get off there. This is what I'm trying to teaching. To teach is to know again. You must know that you are not this body. You are not this construct. But no, you think that you're gonna be reincarnated because you are that part that goes after that. They call it spirit or call it bad, whatever. Then you want. You want. There are many ways and many places, dimensions in which you can do this. You are in one of those dimensions now. It's called, in your understanding, the third dimension. And there are many more. Have I not told you that in my kingdom there are many mansions? I would not have told it to you were it not so. Then there is no hell. Not real. There is. The purgatory is below there, inner earth. I mean, there is no place or dimension to which we are everlasting condemned. What would be the purpose of that? Yet you are always limited by your knowing and seeing. For you, we are self-created beings. You cannot be what you do not know yourself to be. You see? What would be the purpose of that for those you hellmongers? What would be the purpose of that? Yet you are always limited by your knowing and see. For you, we are a self-created being. You cannot be what you do not know yourself to be. That is why you have been given this life, so that you might know yourself in your own experience. Then you can conceive of yourself as who you really are, and create yourself as that in your experience, and the circle is again complete, only bigger. And so you are in the process of growing, or as I have put it throughout this book, of becoming. There is no limit to what you can become. You mean I can even become, dare I say, a god, just like you? What do you think? I don't know. Until you do, you cannot. Remember the triangle, the Holy Trinity: Spirit, Mind, Body. Conceive, create, experience. Remember using your symbology. So you see, he said, until you do, you cannot. Remember the triangle, which represents the Holy Trinity: Spirit, Mind, Body. The the psychologists say conscious mind and unconscious mind and a subconscious mind in psychiatry. Spirit, mind, body, conceive, create, experience. Remember using your symbology. Holy Spirit, in qual inspiration, conceive. That's the 3D beings, okay? The third dimension. Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit. In qual inspiration, oh, in Holy Spirit, in qual inspiration, because it's a concept, concept, concept. So with inspiration is concept, you know, concept. To conceive is a concept. Concept or conceive. So inspiration, conceive. Father. What means the real name of a father? In hermetics. Father. In qual parenting. Not all father is okay. I once grown up without a father. And I look at me. See how I turn up without a father? Wonderful. Because I was brought up with a mommy. Look at the great person I am. And I'm proud to say I'm great. So Spirit, you don't want to be great up to you. So parenting, in qual, because you have been told all your life that you are less, so you imagine everybody else as less than you, because as you go down you want to pull, you don't want to go alone, go to the bottom of the wheel alone, you bring others with you. So father, parenting, create. And what about the mother? I would say again, because I don't like this nonsense of sexism. I would say mother, mama, mama. Because takes two, huh? Takes two, mama. Nurturing. Nurturing. Nurturing and conceive as well. The true mama nurturing. Father can be just the sperm donor. That one is the, how to say, help to create the helper. Contribute to the seed. Seed lá. Father, seed lá. Mother, the nurturer, the conserver. The true mother, not just one, it's not the Mary hatch. The male that cares and let it go. I'm talking about the true mom, like I've been, my mother has been. True example of a woman in this world, and I'm proud to say it. So that will be the same as the Holy Spirit. As I conceived before, it will be the soul or the oversoul, okay? This one I come up with my own idea. Mighty would be the father, the daddy, the mama. The mama is the spirit. Oh, the father is the mighty, the one who concepts. The father who got the idea to hump and create. Mighty, so mighty. And then the mama. So here we have the son. They only put the son out because they are sexist. Son, I would say also daughter, because I don't like this nonsense. I'm feminist. With proud daughter. I'm right cursive. Daughter, son, daughter. Is what? Who can guess here who's the son and the daughter? I knew it since the 80s, oh, the 90s. The son and the daughter would be the body. Okay? The body, the son and the daughter. The mother and the father is the one to conceive the mighty, the creator, okay? The mother, daddy, and the mama. And the soul is the Holy Spirit, inspiration. And if inspiration come the concepts. If concepts come ideas come the constructions. So, clear. Okay. So now, the son experiences the creation. Son, daughter, to be fair, because girls did not come from nothing else, girls also is make part of the cosmos, okay? Daughter, I'm a fair person, very fair. Daughter, which is the body. What he does? He experiences. Okay? He experiences. And the 3D. Okay, the bad experience and the 3D. This could symbolize the son and the daughter. And then who? What? Why? Because the son experienced the creation of the son, the body, experienced the thought, the creation of the mother. Because before the father wants a mother, a queen, okay? A queen of Orion. Mother, mama. Father come later. That's how my culture has been. Roman Catholic. The mama is the queen. Father later. That one is the conceptus. The creators. The conserver. Conserva. It's very difficult to write with this mouse. My mouse is jerking, not easy for me. So the conserva, okay. So those son, daughter, and called the body comes here to the 3D to experience. 3D to experience. The mother, father, the creators, the conserver. So the son experienced the creation of the father and mother, because before that there is a queen of Orion. Queen. This one, Queen Orion. This one is the daddy. The daddy comes from Sirius. It was later. So this is daddy here took over the mama, who was the primordial unit. The mother, the queen of Orion, who made her first project to Earth. Later come the Sirius fathers that you call in Leo, Jehovah, this and that, Jesus, which belongs all to the same families of Anunnakis, right? Allah, all that, Shiva, Krishna, and everything there is. Kuan Yin, everything. No, Kuan Yin could be the Virgin Mary, which is the Queen of Orion, okay? Virgin Mary also is the Queen, the Virgin Mary, Virgin. But she's not a virgin at all. Virgin Mary, the queen. They call me virgin, but nothing to do with virgin, alright? This one was created by people. So, can you conceive of yourself as one day being a god? In my wildest moments. Good. For I tell you this, you already is a god. You simply do not know it, and religion is still on the way. Religions doesn't allow it, because religions want to place you below, like a parasite, a worm, isn't it? And then because you think low of yourself, you're gonna think low of everybody else. Haven't I said you are gods? So, page 14. Then now I have explained the role for you, life, how it works. It's very recent and purpose. How else can I serve you? Poor thing, bichinho. There's nothing more I could ask. I'm filled with thanks for this incredible dialogue. It's been so far-reaching, so encompassing, and as I look at my original questions, I see we've covered the first five, having to do with life and relationships, money and careers and health. I had more questions on that original list, as you know, but somehow these discussions make those questions seem irrelevant. Yes, still you've asked them. Let's just quickly answer the remainder of them one by one, now that we are moving this rapidly through the material. What material? The material I brought you here to expose you to. Now that we are moving this rapidly through the material, let's just take those remaining questions and deal with them quickly. What is the karmic lesson I'm supposed to be learning here? What I'm trying to master? You, you all here are learning nothing. You have nothing to learn exactly, only to remember what you already know, but was made to forget. You are here to do nothing, to learn nothing. You are here to experience. Alright? You have only to remember. Aha! That is, remember me. That means comes into the body of the cosmos, God. What are you trying to master? You are trying to master mastering itself. Is there such a thing as reincarnation? How many past lives have I had? What was I in them? Is karmic death a reality? It's difficult to believe there is still a question about this. I find it hard to imagine. There have been so many reports from truly reliable sources of past life experiences. I have had, but I still believe that some of those were my ancestors. Some of these people have brought back strikingly detailed descriptions of events and such completely verifiable data as to eliminate any possibility that they were making it up or had contrived to somehow deceive researchers and loved ones. You have had 6 or 7 past lives, since you insist on being exact. This is your 6480 past lives. You were everything in them: a king, a queen, a serf, a teacher, a student, a master, a male, a female, a warrior, a pacifist, a hero, a coward, a killer, a savior, a sage, a fool. You have been all of it. the, the fool of the court. You have been all of it. No, there is no such thing as karmic debt. Aha! Not in the sense that you mean in this question. A debt is something that must or should be repaid. You are not obligated to do anything. Good God, good. I mean, alien God, whatever. Good, 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 good. Still, there are certain things that you want to do. Choose to experience it. And some of these choices hinge on the desire for them has been created by what you have experienced before. That is as close as words can come to this thing you call karma. If karma is the innate desire to be better, to be bigger, to evolve and to grow, and to look at past events and experiences as a measure of that, then yes, karma does exist. But it does not require anything. Nothing is ever required. You are, as always you have ever been, a being of free choice. That's so beautiful, so very beautiful. It's all about karma. I knew there's no such thing as karma. I felt it. I sometimes feel very psychic. Is that something? Yeah, you are Virgo. Because other cannot be, but Virgos are very sensitive and psychic. I sometimes feel very psychic. Is there such a thing as being psychic? I am like that. Are people who claim to be psychic trafficking with the devil? Oh my God, what an ignorance. Yes, there is such thing as being psychic. You are that. Everyone is that. Only that some doesn't know that. There is not a person who does not have what you call psychic ability. There are only people who do not use it. Correct. Using psychic ability is nothing more than using your sixth sense. Obviously, this is not trafficking with the devil, or I would not have given this sense to you. And of course, there's no devil with whom to traffic. Someday, perhaps in book 2, I will explain to you exactly how psychic energy and psychic ability works. There is going to be a book 2, yes, but let's finish this one first. Is it okay to take money for doing good? If I choose to do healing work in the world, God's work, can I do that and become financially abundant too? Or are the two mutually exclusive? I've already covered this. Is sex okay? Come on. What's the real story behind this human experience? Is sex purely for procreation, as some religions say? Is true holiness and enlightenment achieved through denial or transmutation of the sexual energy? Is okay to have sex without love? Is just the physical sensation of it okay enough as a reason? Of course, sex is okay. Again, if I didn't want you to play certain games, I wouldn't have given you the toys. Do you give your children things you don't want them to play with? Play with sex, play with it. It's wonderful fun. Why? It's just about the most fun you can have with your body. If you are talking of strictly physical experiences about, yeah, I don't know, I wouldn't go there. But for goodness sake, don't destroy sexual innocence, and pleasure and the purity of the fun, the joy by misusing sex. Yeah, don't go about just lay with any animals or human you see on the road, in the street. That's shameless. Unless you are working as a hooker, then it's something different. Don't use it for power or hidden purpose, for ego gratification or domination, for any purpose other than the purest joy in the highest ecstasy, given and shared, which is love, and a love you recreated, which is a new life, which is the baby that comes. Have I not chosen a delicious way to make more of you? With regard to denial, I have dealt with that before. Yeah, but I don't agree that some people are going to make babies just to suffer here and to kill them. They barely come out, already slap them, the hell out of the baby, suffocate the baby, kill the baby, neglect the baby. That's not the way. With regard to denial, I have dealt with that before. Nothing holy has ever been achieved through denial. Yet desires change as even larger realities are glimpsed. It's not unusual, therefore, for people to simply desire less or even no sexual activity. Yes, we go higher in evolution. Or for that matter, any of a number of activities of the body. For some, the activities of the soul become foremost by far the more pleasurable, correct. Each to his own, without judgment. That's the motto, yeah. The end of your question is answered this way. You don't need to have a reason for anything, just because. Be the cause of your experience. Remember, experience produces concept of self. Conception produces creation. Creation produces experience. You want to experience yourself as a person who has sex without love? Go ahead. You'll do that until you don't want to anymore. You'll find that you lack something and you are empty. You are soulless. You go around lasting around with one and another. You make unwanted children. You have to pay child support. Or you have to deal with an unwanted child that you didn't want to look after in the first place. So go ahead, or you get a beautiful VD. The only thing that could ever cause you to stop this or any behavior is your newly imagined thought about who you are. It's as simple and as complex as that. Why did you make sex so good, so spectacular, so powerful a human experience if all we have to do is stay away from it as much as we can? What gives, for that matter? Why are all fun things either immoral, illegal, or fattening? I will answer the end of this question too with what I just said. All fun things are not immoral, illegal, or fattening. Your life is, however, an interesting exercise in defining what fun is. To some, fun means sensation of the body. To others, fun may be something entirely different. Their mind wants to look for spirit, a fourth dimension. It all depends on who you think you are and what you are doing here. There is much more to be said about sex that is being said here, but nothing more essential than this. Sex is joy, and many of you have made sex everything else but. Sex is sacred too, yes, but joy and sacredness do not mix. They are in fact the same thing, and many of you think they do not. Your attitudes about sex form a microcosm of your attitudes about life. Life should be a joy, a celebration. It has become an experience of fear, anxiety, not enoughness, envy, rage, and tragedy. The same can be said about sex. You have repressed sex, even as you have repressed life, rather than fully self-expressing with abandon and joy. You have shamed sex, even as you have shamed life, calling it evil and wicked rather than the highest gift and the greatest pleasure. If you saw, why is that the aliens don't like it and don't have it? Why should we have it? If the aliens, why should we have when the aliens doesn't have it? Before you protest that you have not shamed life, look at your collective attitudes about it. 4/5 of the world's people consider life a trial, a tribulation. I am one of those. A trial, a tribulation, a time of testing, a karmic debt that must be paid. I don't think it's a karmic testing or a karmic debt, but life can be a pain in the ass. That's true. Karmic debt that must be paid. A school with harsh lessons that must be learned. And in general, an experience to be endured while waiting the real joy, which is after death. If you don't enjoy here, you want to do it in another life. There's no sense. Even if you do enjoy another life, it will be temporary, just an illusion, because you are creating all of your mind, okay, with your imagination. It's just gonna be a was. So it's a shame that so many of you think this way. It's more wonder you have applied shame to the very act which creates life. The energy which underscores sex is the energy which underscores life. Which is life? The feeling of attraction and the intense and often urgent desire to move toward each other, to become one, is the essential dynamic of all that lives. I have built it into everything. It is inbred, inherent inside all there is. The moral codes, religious constrictions, social taboos, and emotional conventions you have placed around sex, and by the way around love and all of life, had made it visually impossible for you to celebrate your being. From the beginning of time, all man has ever wanted is to love and be loved. I'm not one of these. I'm okay on my own. And from the beginning of time, man has done everything in his power to make it impossible to do that. Sex is an extraordinary expression of love. Love of another, love of self, love of life. You ought to therefore love it. And you do. You just can't tell anyone you do. You don't dare show how much you love it, will be called a pervert. Correct. They are pervert, alright? Because the people is not in the same synchronicity and they want to talk about sex. Go talk about sex to the people who is the same wavelength. They should respect the people who doesn't want it. Do you understand? Yet this is the idea that is perverted. No, it isn't. It isn't. A pervert is a pervert. Pervert is the one who comes in a flirt with someone who doesn't want to respond to him because they are not the same synchronicity. In our next book, we shall look at sex much more closely, explore its dynamics in greater detail, for this is an experience and issue of sweeping implications on a global scale. For now, sex has done more harm than good here in this world. Look at it out, rapes, pedophilias, zoophilias, abuse of animals and children, and even nowadays elderly, what else, unwanted pregnancies, sexual disease, etc. Of course, there's the good part of it, two persons who love themselves and take sex very responsibly. And if they don't want to get baby, then they use anticonceptional. That's okay. That's okay. Go for it. Enjoy it. But not for other people who are young, doesn't know what they are doing, and they are doing it irresponsibly, and they can get into problem that's gonna mark them and give traumas. So say no, better no. For now and for you personally, simply know this: I have given you nothing shameful, list of all your very body and its functions. There is no need to hide your body or its functions. Know your love of them and of each other. Your TV programs think nothing of showing naked violence, correct, but shrink from showing naked love, correct again. Your whole society reflects that priority. Is there life on other planets? Have we been visited by it? Are we being observed now? Will we see evidence irrevocable and indisputable of extraterrestrial life in our lifetime? Does each form of life have its own God? Are you the God of it all? Good question, very good question. Does each form of life have its own God, or are you the God of it all? I think the cosmos is the God of everything. Yes to the first part, yes to the second, yes to the third. I cannot answer the first. He cannot answer the first part. See, the first part is what the first question. Does each form of life have its own God? That means he's not the God of everything there is. Not the God of the aliens, monster aliens, or animals, etc. So I cannot answer the first part, since that would require me to predict the future, something I am not going to do. A. But the first part was, does each form of life have its own God? Are you the God of it all? Okay? So you say you cannot predict the future. The features which correspond to this question will be: we will see evidence irrevocable and indisputable of extraterrestrial life in our lifetime. Who say don't? There is around a lot of sign. But I don't think that you are the God of the other aliens or even eyes. I'm sorry. You are just the one, not to say archetype. We will, however, talk a great deal more about this thing called the future in book 2. And we will talk about extraterrestrial life and the natures of God in book 3. Oh my gosh, there is going to be a book 3? Let me outline the plan here. Book 1 is to contain basic truths, primarily understands and address essential personal matters and issues. Book 2 is to contain more far-reaching truths, grand understandings, and address global matters and issues. Book 3 is to contain the largest truths you are now capable of understanding and address universal matters and issues, matters being dealt with by all the beings of the universe. I see. This is in order? No. If you can ask that question, you have understood nothing in this book. You have chosen to do this work and you have been chosen. The circle is complete. Do you understand? Yes. Will Utopia ever come to the planet Earth? Will God ever show himself to Earth's peoples as promised? Is there such a thing as the second coming? Will there ever be an end of the world or an apocalypse prophesied as prophesied in the Bible? Is there a one true religion? If so, which one? That's a book in itself and will comprise much of volume 3. I've kept this opening volume limited to more personal matters, more practical issues. I'll move into larger questions and matters of global and universal implication in succeeding installments. Is that it? Is that all for now? Are we to speak no more there? Here? You miss me already? I do. This has been funny. Are we kidding now? You need a little rest. You and your readers need a rest too. There's a lot here to absorb, a lot to wrestle with, a lot to ponder. Take some time off. Reflect on this. Ponder it. Do not feel abandoned. I'm always with you. If you have questions, day-to-day questions, as I know you do even now, and you will continue to, know that you can call me to answer them. You do not need the form of this book. This is not the only way I speak to you. Listen to me is the truth of your soul. Listen to me and the feelings of your heart. Listen to me and the quiet of your mind. Hear me everywhere. Wherever you have a question, simply know that I have answered it already. Then open your eyes to your word. My response could be an article already published, and a sermon already written, and about to be delivered, and a movie now be made, and a song just yesterday composed, and the word is about to be said by a loved one, and the heart of a new friend about to be made. My truth is in the whisper of the wind, the babble of the brook, the crack of the thunder, the tap of the rain. Is the feel of the earth, the fragrancy of the lily, the warmth of the sun, the pull of the moon. My truth and your surest help in time of need is as awesome as the night sky, and as simply incontrovertibly trustful as a baby's goggle. Incontrovertibly trustful as a baby's goggle. Is as loud as a pounding heartbeat, and as quiet as a breath taken in unity with me. So my truth and your surest help in time of need is as awesome as the night sky, and as simply incontrovertibly trustful as a baby gurgle. Is as loud as a pounding heartbeat, and as quiet as a breath taken in unity with me. I will not leave you. I cannot leave you, for you are my creation and my product. My daughter and my son. Now you say something good. My daughter, not just my son. Let's be fair and nice here and just. My purpose and myself. Call me, therefore, wherever and whenever you are separate from the peace that I am. I'll be there with truth and light and love. And so here I'm reading this all backwards. Okay, this is book 2 in the last part, but late I am going to the begin, so I'm read it backwards because it become more in sequence. So that's it for now. Hope you enjoy it.